things are gonna go here. What's up, Jesse? No, I was checking in at my receiver. Alright, so they're not ready for me yet. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the arrangement here. The other driver's checking in right now. We're gonna have to blindside into the doors. And I might go ahead and blindside into the lot too. There is that lot across the street, but I guess it's a CDL school lot. There's some CDL school related trucks going into there, and they have cones set up for people to do backing practices. The receiver here told me, you can see they're loading up all their local trucks right now. And it said once the truck in door one leaves, then he'll be ready for me. It'll be about half an hour. So what I'll probably do is blindside right here. Because I'm already facing this way. I don't really care. I'm okay with blindsiding. So what I'm gonna do, for those of you guys who want to learn, those of you guys who want blindsiding tips, okay, think about how wide the lane is here first, and then the narrower the lane is here to set up in, the more space you need that way before you actually go to turn, to cut across the lane. So as you see, I think my second most viewed video was it was a sight side backing from a narrow street. And actually my number one was a blindside from a narrow street, more narrow than this one actually. And you can get some ideas from that. Normally I talk about how I go about one spot past my actual spot I want to go to on a normal situation. On a more narrow street, I'll go further past, at least good 2 spots, if not a little bit further. And then I'll cut across, and you don't have much room to cut across with. And then I'll line my tractor up with the lane. So that way when I go back, the tractor goes straight back down the street and is not pointing at anybody parked on the street or toward any curb or whatever. That's ideally how I want to do it. The more I can get the trailer angled toward this driveway before, So if I have all this space, I get my tractor all the way over there closer to the curb when I'm done setting up, and then have it pointing straight down the street that way. My trailer will be angled more toward this driveway here before I even start to back up, and that's what I want. Now see, this is some kind of a CDL school going on here, Phoenix and Truck Driving Institute, I guess. So yeah, I can also go down the road over there. See where that truck with the crane, whatever, that just went by. I can always go down to that street, hang a right, make another right, and then come back to the right down here on Magnolia, and then make a left here onto this on the 50th, and set up the sight side into the lot. But the amount of time it'll take for me to do that, and I'm not too worried about blindsiding. Yeah, I'm fine with blindsiding, as you see. Also, the big red driver here, he was saying he's willing to spot for me, and then I'm going to spot for him as well, because we're both just going to go ahead and blindside in. He did say, though, these guys here, he said he's been here once before, but it's been a few years. He said these guys here, though, usually, I guess last time he came, none of those guys were there, and he was actually able to pull into the lot and do like a button hook turn into this end of it, and then just pretty much a straight back into the door, or at least an offset kind of backing. So that's what I'm looking at there. Yeah, it should actually be easier to do than the last one we did. It's on live anyway. I might even ask him, hey, when it's time, you'd be interested in recording this so people can actually see, and then I'll have both my dash cams running as well, and plus the live feed here, and I get another good blindside backing video for people. I'm sure I'm gonna have more people, why didn't you just sight it, or why didn't you just go into the driveway across the street? Well, maybe I wanted to do it this way. It's like, yeah, you would have done this or that, but you're not me. I have a different purpose for my videos sometimes, or I'm not really to impress people, but honestly, it's good to get blindside practice sometimes. You have to do blindsides, and what better place to do it than this really is kind of a wide 2-lane street, honestly. This street here is a lot wider than the street that my #1 video is. So this is going to be a lot easier to set up than that one. I mean, if you think that, there are drivers on there who thought that one was kind of easy. Looks kind of easy. Some of them, who knows, maybe super truckers talking crap, but no, honestly, especially day cab drivers who are used to doing this kind of stuff, honestly, they probably do have an easy time with this stuff because they're so used to doing it. You can't get good at this stuff if you don't practice it. Hey, good morning, Scotty. One of the guys, I think, is the guy I was talking to. He looked like he's walking toward the gate, like he's going to signal that I can come on in. Yeah, if he's going to wave me in, yeah, he signaled me in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull forward. See a big red, oh shit, I need to fire up my interior camera. Yeah, I'll go knock on his door real quick and see if he wants to, if he's interested in assisting still. Get past this driveway. I'm ready to dock in now. I was wondering if you're still in train spot. Question, you'd be interested in recording this from the outside? And I do a lot of YouTube videos. I'm actually streaming live on my channel right now, and I like to actually focus on backing videos because I try to help other people like improving their backings. Cool. Yeah, I have a couple of dance cams inside my truck that I also run, so if I can get one of me setting up also, and then I think getting into here and then making sure I stay clear of any traffic that might come would be great. And
how are you want to do this? You want to do full blindside, or you want to pull in their driveway and just back across the street?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a full blindside, so because it's always good for. With the other cameras I have, it helps them a lot with knowing what they should be looking at, what kind of, because blindside, people try to avoid or don't get taught that. All right, yeah. Make sure this is, that's recording. Okay, all my cameras are recording. Alright, so spotters checking now. Head across the lane. Oh yeah, that's flying right there. I can tell from my tandem position that I'm good. gonna adjust my mirror out a little bit. I'm gonna run over the curb, I think, possibly. Yeah. An inch over the curb there. There's nothing wrong with that. The bigger concern, okay, now I'm gonna watch my hood mirror and the convex more, because I can't see anymore with the angle there. The trailer's pointing toward the curb that I need to blindside around again, so. But I do need it to be near that curb. I'm gonna have to time this one now. I might get it wrong, but it's alright. Can always reset. Looks like I'm in the right neighborhood. Watch my hood mirror because I can't see anything else. Oh, that looks great. I can actually see the corner of my trailer over here through the window. Okay, I'm going to straighten it out. Tandems are probably a little bit off, but I'm in the right ballpark. It's at least workable. Yeah, okay, I'm pointing toward the, okay, now my tandems are right where I want them. The trailer's angled off, but that's okay. I can do this forward 4x4 maneuver. Stop and then do complete max right turn. Watch my tandems again. That looks good. So I'm going to go hard left and forward. I want to keep my tandems where they're at. I need to get my drive tires over. Okay, looks like it might be off just a little bit. Yeah. That's good. I overcorrected on that last one, so. Looking good. Perfect. I need to open my doors though. Yeah, there's not enough room to open my door on the right side, so I'm gonna pull over to that direction and create more space. your spotter's at too. He's over here to the left of me, so we're good. I'm gonna straighten back out, and then they want me to saw my tandems back. Alright. Yeah, he says he wants tandems split back off. Talked yesterday about always knowing where your steer tires are pointed. I know I'm pointing straight ahead right now. Didn't even have to look at my steer tires. You know, I was looking at them for condition before I actually got in the truck. All right, locked in place. Can't see the pads on either side. Oh, now I can see the bottom of the driver's side one. Can't see anything on the passenger side though. Alright, good.
No problem, man. Hopefully it did what you... I wasn't sure if I was supposed to hit your button, so if you handed it to me record.
Oh yeah, I was already recording, so yeah, you good.
Fantastic. I was reading the comments, man. I don't know what you got going on, but that's cool as hell.
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't do it. I'm not trying to get a bunch of subscribers. I just more I do for friends, family, or anyone who wants to learn more about trucking and get insights into our world. And most of the people on my channel actually are either non-CDL drivers or people who want to get their CDL, like guys who are over there learning, those kind of people. And that's what I try to focus on more, is something that actually is useful to other people.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie. That was absolutely beautiful watching you doing that. That was impressive. Impressive as hell watching.
Yeah, and now with this, at least I have both the outside view, and I have, because I'll show you what I have for setup here. I have an exterior camera right here that looks back. I want to get another one for the other mirror.
Okay.
And then I have a main dash cam that this hooks up to, that gets up at front. And then my older dash cam, my Garmin 45, up there actually looks in at me. So you can actually see where I'm looking, what I'm doing with my steering. You can actually see me moving my mirror, my power mirror when I'm doing this kind of vacuum, stuff like that. So that's,
man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I wish I would. You got a card or anything that you hand out to people that won't follow you?
no, I don't know. I never really saw my channel as that. I'm not trying to be like a subscriber whore or anything. It's, people find me, they find me, or when the word gets out, they get out. But yeah, I can always let you know. My name is Scott Zane.
Scott?
Zane, Z-A-N-E.
Yeah, I'll come back to my truck and look you up, man, because hell, I've been out there. I'm still a green boy by all means. I've only been out there for about 4 years. But that was hell impressive to watch. Especially for you doing it in Peterbilt. That was awesome. That was awesome.
I got the same experience you have, actually. 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. March of 2016 is when I got my CDL.
July 4th.
Oh yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually my #1 watch video was a blindside into a dock in, what's the place called? Yeah. It's in San Diego County. The Seaport Meat Company. And what the hell's the name of that town again? Kind of over in eastern, like kind of northeast of San Diego. but it's got over 250,000 views on it. And it's really very much like what just happened here, but it was actually a narrower street than what this one is. So, yeah, just takes practice getting the right direction and getting the right detail at the right time is all I really saw it as. And it did help having you out there too, where I could see that there was nobody back there, but still, you never know. Someone could, like you were saying earlier, sneak up on you, and I had that happen. The grocery store over in Ontario, Oregon, I had a delivery to make my first year of driving. Had the blindside into the lot, and then it was more like an offset, or if you will, even like a parallel park kind of situation, where I had to set up in the street and blindside at an angle into their lot, and then sight side into their door. So it was kind of like a zigzag, I guess, whatever. But when I was doing that, I had some lady from up front trying to pass by me. I was like, "What the hell are you doing, man? I need that space over there."
Yep.
Because my tractor needed to go over across the street to get the trailer to rotate. And of course, I kind of left the door open for her too. I was trying not to use space, but then I kind of learned, you know what, use all that space. You probably noticed I got my tractor all the way up by the curb when I set up, right? Yeah, that's the way people can't go trying to go around me. And then also I set up where I just have my tractor going straight down the road and let the trailer do all the work. It's just a matter of where do I start my setup from. On your setups, how do you usually do yours?
I'm not even here a lot. I don't blindside very much. But it seems like every time I've done a blindside, I've been stupid lucky, as I like to say. But I'm on a learning curve right now because I just bought my truck. So I'm learning exactly, you know.
Okay, so you got your own authority and all that, and that's yours? Or?
Yeah, that's what I'm knocking off. I just got at least dog with someone right now, you know, get my feet wet.
Okay.
And I've got a guy at the first of the year that wants to pick me up and let me run under his, and I'll be able to broker, you know, loads off his load boards and whatnot.
Okay, so question for you: if you let's just say you were doing a site backing, is there some process you usually use? And this is good information for people who watch too. So.
All about everything really is taking the time to stop and look what you're working with, because it's always going to change. I mean, your tandems may be farther forward than yesterday, or they may be further back. You gotta look at how much space on the, you know, like you said, sometimes you got a really narrow road to work with, sometimes you got a really wide road. You know, you gotta look at, you know, where your curbs at, where your driveways are, vehicles, all that goes into play with setting up for these turns. But the biggest thing is, you know, for anyone that may be looking at your channel and, you know, worried, we're big, we're slow. Stop, take the time to look and figure out your setup.
Exactly.
Because it's always changing.
These are all some really, really good inputs that he's given that you guys need to pay attention to, because I do have some people going through CDL school right now. I only have like a little over 1,000 subs. But like I said, I'm not in it for, I'm not horned for subs or money and stuff.
Right.
But I want to point out on his truck, he's got his tandems further forward. So exactly what he was talking about. If his tandems are forward, he's going to set up differently than if his tandems are backward, or to the back end of his trailer. And then same as how wide is the lane that we have to set up with. So as you see, the tandems are all the way up, or nearly all. Yeah, look like they're almost all the way up, if not all the way.
Yeah, fourth hole, I think.
Yeah, so it's kind of more like California hole-ish, where it's kind of a standard, you know, a good ballpark place to run your tandems at most of the time. But now with the width of the lane, now my setup on that backing video that is that has the 250,000 views, it's a narrower street than this one here. It's not a lot narrower, but it is definitely more narrow. So I didn't have to go now, because you're kind of we were talking too. Like, let's just say your tandems are where they're already at, and you're at a normal, maybe a normal truck stop. Do you have like some process, like when your drive tires get in front of your spot, or when your hood mirrors get a certain spot, or anything like that?
I typically put with this truck. I typically find again, you gotta look at the width of the lane that you're working in. That's always going to change how you set up on the hole. But typically,
Yes.
I'll put my shoulder just a little bit forward of the hole before. So I'll stop middle hole, roll forward a little bit, and then go into the setup.
Okay, that's actually good, because everyone has a little. It can sometimes be all slightly the same, but just from a different perspective.
Well, also the truck's going to make a big difference in
Yes.
everything.
Yeah. So he's like in a Volvo.
I've got a Volvo VNL 780 versus a Pete. My Volvo can turn a lot sharper. It can get into a lot sharper angle, and I can also pull her out of a lot sharper angle. Most Pete's can. Freightliner Cascadias, really good at sharp turning, sharp maneuvering. I've driven those, drove one of those for about a year. And then, even though this is a Volvo VNL 780, there's different versions. You can take 5 of these trucks, line them up side by side. Each one's going to drive just a tad bit different. Each one's going to turn just a tad bit different.
Yeah,
Take the time, get to know your truck.
That's true. Very good info there. Sometimes it's a matter of the way the tie rods and steering system are rigged. I used to be an aircraft mechanic, by the way. Rigging controls was like my thing. And also the wheelbase, the length of the wheelbase. Just I think those are kind of a couple of things that he's getting at here.
Yep.
A truck with a longer, you can have the exact same truck as him, but it could have a completely different wheelbase length than what he has, and it's going to behave differently.
Exactly.
Okay, now you're thinking about it, you say when your shoulder gets just past your, so let's just say this is your hole. You're saying once you get your driver, to the end of the spot you're going to, like this?
Yeah, so I've got the main, I'll pull up and I'll put my shoulder halfway in the center of the parking spot, and then roll forward just a little bit, check everything again, and then from there I'll take, like I said, depending on how much room I've got. If I've got a lot of room that I can pull out almost straight, I'll make a hard right, pull out, cut back left, and walk in a hole. If I've got less room to work with, well, of course, I've got to pull further down and put the hole a little bit further back on the trailer.
Yeah.
So when I do go to pull out and put the angle in, when I start the back, put it in the hole. But again, nice wide road like this, I'll probably put, like if this was my spot, I'd probably put it somewhere in the middle of my catwalk with this much room to work.
Okay. Now, so what he's getting at here actually is very, very much the same as what I do, but just from a completely different perspective. What am I looking at, or what am I looking for? What I was taught was, I look for my hood mirror to be on any normal standard kind of configuration. Doesn't matter if I'm doing a straight back or if I'm going to set up in anything more than a narrow lane. When my hood mirror gets to the end of, let's say about the next truck over or trailer over from where I want to park, then start my turn for my setup. But now in your case, it's probably going to be the exact same thing, but you're just, instead of looking at your hood mirror, you're looking for your body to be in a certain position instead. So, and that's good information, because some of you guys want to learn backings, and see these different perspectives. It's nothing. It's not like he's doing it wrong, I'm doing it right, whatever. No, that works for him. The way he might have been trained a bit different way than I was, and it's, hey, can he get the job done effectively? Yeah, it can still do it just fine that way. So, and that's why it's good having different perspectives here, because I can teach someone to do something one way, but it might not necessarily be the most effective way for them. It works great for me, but I can't say it'll necessarily be great for them. And having like your perspective, I can really help a lot.
Oh, you know what? When it comes to backing, I look at it like this. If it takes you 1 minute or 10 minutes to get into a hole, as long as you put it in that hole without hitting something, damaging property, don't matter to me. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Just do what you need to, do it safely, and wrap it up.
Okay, so on the backing, on blindside backing, I look at it as it's just literally nothing but a mirror image of a side backing. It's just you can't see what you're doing as easily as you can when you're side siding. So with your setup process, I guess, as you're saying, do you agree this is a little bit wider for a 2-lane street, right?
Oh, this is much wider. This is probably 3.5 lanes wide.
Yeah. And that's why I didn't have to go so far down this lane before I started cutting across. And then I picked a target actually further to the left across the street than I normally would. Because that's another thing where people differ is sometimes people will just go a literal S-turn, like they'll go further down the lane here, then they'll go hard left and then immediately into a hard right from their left. Me, you probably noticed, I went across and then I went straight, and then I turned right after I was already going straight across. So those are a couple of different ways that you can do it as well. It's not one right way or wrong way. It's just a matter of what works better for your own needs, or what works, with the way you want to visualize it. So in this case now, what I did here is I come down over here. Okay, here's the end of my spot. Here's where what my target was, and you actually saw I ran over the curb a little bit.
Just barely.
Yeah, and that's why I actually slowed down, because so I'm not putting so much strain on the tires also. But now normally, so if I'm guessing right with your setup, when your body gets around right here is about where you'd probably start your turn, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, versus with mine, I'm actually looking for my hood mirror to be about 12 feet or so away from that spot, one full spot over. But now in a narrower setup, I'd go further, where I'm like 2 spots past instead of 1, or maybe 1.5. So it's pretty much pretty much the same thing. And I'm really glad that you're here helping with insight on this as well.
Do what we can, help each other out. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. And I say I'm always for helping people learn new things, or learn new ways to do things. And I said I might be a great instructor in some ways, but it's still I can't be great for every person. It's your way is probably better than mine, and when it comes to some other people.
Well, you know what? I mean, my instructor taught me a long time ago. The day you think you know everything in trouble, just hang up your keys. You learn something new every day.
Yes.
And you might have a driver that gives you a tip. Utilize it. Maybe it works for you. Maybe it doesn't. You never know. Try it.
Yeah, speaking of, now if he does, are you getting a blindside in, or are you going to go around the block and side?
Well, after you done showed me up like that, I ain't got no choice but to give her a go for it.
Yeah, I'll be here helping you too. So, and even if I pull out of the dock first, and I'm gonna go ahead and park back where I was, and I'll come right back out. And my next delivery's in Nogales, and it's an FCFS. I don't really care how long it takes to get down there.
Nice. Yeah, I've got to get it unloaded here, and then I've got a 0700 delivery in San Diego. So I'm going to try to get creative depending what time they get me unloaded here, because I've been running since 9 o'clock last night. If I got enough time, I'll call the receiver over there and see if I can be there in the next amount of time, and we'll still take me to try to get unloaded there. If not, I'll be running over to Yuma, and I'll share down there at the border right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Yuma I like parking at. There are a lot of customers over there you can even get away with parking there, or at sometimes the truck stops are full.
Well, I'm gonna have to relearn all of this, because I've been off West Coast turns for probably about 2.5 years now. So
There's a place called TNA that we do pickups from. What's that exit? Is it 7 or? It's not the one where the Loves is at. It's the next one east of there.
Okay.
You go to that exit, and then there's a roundabout you can use. Basically, the service road that's right next to the eastbound lanes. Basically, it's like doing a U-turn through the roundabout and come back. And like one of the first customers over there is, it's called TNA. It's a couple of names, but I'm damned if I can ever remember what the T or whatever stands for. I just remember TNA. Yeah, that's something else there. These guys are taught blow your air horn before you back up.
For the love of God, do not do that at a truck stop in the middle of the night.
Thank you. Don't even do it during the daytime, because now he just talked about how he was driving at 9. He started driving at 9 p.m. Right? So he's probably gonna be sleeping during the daytime.
Yep.
Don't blow your air horn in truck stop parking lots, because you're gonna piss him off. You'll piss me off too, because I do a lot of nighttime driving as well. So. Alright, yeah, that's one thing to do in company yards and stuff, but don't do it at truck stops where people are trying to sleep.
About the only time that's acceptable is if you have a driver that's about to slam into your truck. By all means, reach up there and grab that air horn.
Morning. Oh shit, yeah, I gotta take care of that. Forgot all about that. 25, right? Oh, was it?
Yeah.
25? Okay. Get my tandems moved back to the front where I want them. That's good. I would have hit the corner of his van if I hadn't been watching my tandems. Get myself parked back over. Duty. Doors set. And I'm going to give him a hand too. Now he's going to have a little more difficult time with his setup because that pickup truck parked over there in the spot that I was using earlier. So he'll have to go a little further down. get you his setup. Okay, I'm gonna go across the street. So he's using what space he can to get his tandems closer. As close as he can to the driveway. Now he's cutting straight across. Steer tires are pointing straight. Now see, yeah, he's cutting back over to the right. He's got a little bit different setup than me. You see, he still leaves space over there where I don't. But he's still in a really good. His trailer looks good. It looks like it's well positioned there. And see, yeah, and then also he turns left. A lot of drivers you'll see doing that. Get around to the other side. Yeah, we're getting kind of, it might be a little bit close over there to the fence, so I'm going to double check it. You're good. Doing okay still. So I'm going to get over here where he can see me in his mirror. And I'm giving him a thumb up. Gotta watch that tree though, it's yeah, he's good. I'm gonna get over to the other side. The other side's good. Okay. See, his tractors. The trailer is actually rotating over. Okay, now he's gonna have to reset here in a minute, but so the trick here is get the tandems as deep into the lane as you can first before you reset. Yeah, I still got. You going to door one also, or you also going to door one?
They didn't call and tell me.
Oh, okay. I was telling them about how when you know you're gonna need to pull up, like we already know you are. I always tell people go all the way back to get your tandems as close as you can to the entrance of the spot before you go resetting it. Oh wow, that one opened differently. It's like, or no, it might be maybe it's because I'm doing it with the opposite hand than what I usually do. Okay. I guess this way. Now you got plenty of room here. I'll just watch them over there. I guess spot you over there. You think?
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking is use my truck, jack up real hard. And I'll just pull it between those two. If I can jack her around.
Okay. Alright, so get a shot of that from the front. Hold on. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, there was a guy walking behind your trailer a second. All right, we're good. So yeah, he's gonna do a jackknife style backing. His goal is to get in between those two vans right over there and set himself up with an offset after that. Not sure it's gonna be very easy. He's gonna be short on space, but you know, I think he can do it. But I don't know if his tandems are starting to rotate more and not so much roll. That'll help. See, at this point, the trailer's not a concern at all. It's we already know he's well clear of the cars that are parked over there.
This guy needs to break the truck in this corner.
Yeah, that's what he's wanting to do. He's trying to set himself up to off. He's trying to see if he can put his tractor between the two vans over there. I think is what he's wanting, what he's aiming for. Yeah, he has a good view over here of this. So, actually, it's good because his trailer's starting to point more toward door one as well. Oh, that's even more helpful. See, now his trailer's... Yeah, you're good over here. Got lots of space. Okay, yeah. Okay, now he has to watch the front of his truck on here, which is fine. He's got a lot of room there. Now, so you get his trailer deep down into the spot. And I think this delivery van getting ready to leave, so I want to be out of his way. Okay, so his tandems are positioned well now. It's just gotta get the drive tires in a better spot, but once this guy's done moving, he'll be able to reset. Space, I'd get you a better view of everything. Okay, so he's gonna probably come up here between these two guys, or at least he's got to get his trailer angled out, which is what he's trying to do now. Okay, now I'm guessing he's resetting his trailer angle so he can come reset forward and give his tandems room to work with to get to the door he's trying to get to. Okay, So this maneuver he's doing first is dragging his tandems over toward the door he wants. Now he's coming back out. He's going to bring his drive tires over this way. That'll angle his trailer more toward door one. Now hard right forward at the end, so he has so he can set up a different way. Okay, I'm gonna have him pull forward. He wants to get as straight as his trailer with his trailer as he can. Okay, and then he's gonna go hard right, hard left actually right off the bat, I think. Okay, yeah, the trailer doesn't look too bad there. Trailer looks, it looks like it might be a little bit off to the left, but it's really not that far off. Pretty good. Yeah, he's off a little bit, but he might have room to work with going backward to get it. Yeah, see how his tandems are moving toward that direction? Now just follow it straight back. See, which is exactly what he's doing there. Now his tandems are better positioned, and he's got to focus on getting his drives over there. That's the key there. Once the tandems are already positioned, keep them there. That's why you saw my backing. I did a few little pull-ups, a few minor, more minor, like 4x4 type pull-ups, and that was because I saw that my tandems were where I wanted them. And then it was just a matter of getting my drive tires positioned. And he's doing the same thing here. Yeah, I'm gonna. I got his. He's gonna slide his tandems to the rear now. Yeah, they don't have to be. Yeah, see, he's already got them in, so we're good. Always stay aware of your surroundings, because this guy's leaving here, and I don't want to go walking into his path while I know he's trying to leave. Details, I can hear that he's getting ready to leave. I see he's in the seat. Always be aware. No, see, it's the interesting. There's different ways to go about doing things.
Oh, that was not pretty at all. So what?
That's the job done. Yeah, but it's good to getting people to get an idea of different game plans and ways of doing things too. Because, what I noticed that made it especially harder on you was more getting into the driveway because where your tandems ended up after they were in the yard.
Well, yeah, my biggest issue was, I'm not gonna lie, I was sort of rushing things a little bit because you don't want to be sitting out in the road very long. And sometimes you're just gonna have to work with whatever you have. Yeah. My biggest problem was when you back, you could see your curving left. When I went back out, my pickup truck was down at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Which I couldn't see the curb lights at that point. And it also completely changed my setup of how I originally blocked it out.
And then you had a couple cars come this way too while you were going across.
Oh, yeah. This guy let a shot come out, and then people walking down the trailer.
Yeah. Now, you already had your left being set up, or?
Yeah, I'm just okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I usually just do money code, the EFS, like, they take the deep anyway, I'll just pay get reversed anyway, so I don't care. Sounds funky and bad. Mine's on the jam. What's that?
All that, it never triggered my load.
Nice. Yeah, no. As I said, these guys are parked right in the space where I was actually using earlier myself, so he also had a different setup he had to do because of it. And it did become a little bit more of a guessing game there with where to actually start the setup, and then when you're on the blind side, it's hard to gauge distance because like I always mention also to people when you're blindsiding, when you start moving your flat mirror out, that's when you do a thing.
Yep, that's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah. When you move your flat mirror out though, when you're looking, if you can still see the corner of your trailer over there, the angle that it looks like your trailer's off tracking by is a lot less than, actually a lot more than it looks like it is when you're looking in the mirror. So that's why I'll back it up with both my hood and convex mirrors to get kind of an idea. Convex, it's harder to gauge what kind of angle I'm working with. Oddly enough, hood mirror, I can see a better view with it, and I get kind of a little bit better concept for how close I'm to jackknifing. But in I think when I started actually coming into here, I don't know if you were noticing up front, I actually was getting out of my seat and leaning forward.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie, I was trying to give you the best video shot possible, so I wasn't watching YouTube much.
Well, I work too. Like I say, I'm going to have a recorded version of all this too, so that we have both the interior cameras as well.
Yeah, I don't think this other guy was here yet, but that white pickup truck was further back. That one little change right there changed the entire setup for what I was trying to do. I thought it was funny. Y'all saw the owner come out. He said, trying to get me something. He's like, no, I know what I can do with my truck. Plus, on the other side of the island, I had already seen this box truck pulling out. I knew it was going to take me a few more maneuvers than what I wanted to. It wasn't like any means going to look pretty. But, you know what? Like I was saying before, if you can get in the hole without hitting anything, without damaging any property, that's what it all boils down to at the end of the day. That's all that matters. Exactly. And like when I was backing up here, had you not been on the back side of my trailer, or back on that corner, one holding traffic and looking down that side, the driver's side of my trailer for me, I would have stopped the truck and trailer right there on the road and gotten out and gone back and looked, because I knew my angle was off as I was already coming up into the driveway.
Yeah.
So my biggest concern at that point was I would have gotten out to check the angle and see where my trailer was relative to that gate that's over there on the left hand side.
So, and good point you mentioned it, and the sun's kind of facing at us, kind of different. But okay, so the number one video see on my channel that you haven't, I assume you have not seen yet. Same exact situation you were just facing. And I was a trainer at the time. I had my trainee actually videotaping that one. Yeah, that was when I was with Cedar England. And same situation. I came into the driveway wider than I wanted to. I could tell it I was coming in wider. But yeah, I just kept going back. I tried to use what space I could work with. And there was a yellow pole over on the other side that I knew was there. I had to be aware of. Had he not been there spotting for me, because he had both the camera and he was in a position where he could see what was going on, and he was going to give me this and something I was going to do. And if it had not been for him being there, I would have done exactly the same thing as you. I would have gotten out of my truck, verify what exactly is going on between my trailer and that pole, look over my tractor and the trailer offset is, and then, okay, it looks like I'm okay. So I'm going to back up some more and then maybe go again on the way before I go to straight back out.
Right.
So yeah, it really helps a lot having the spotter. Yeah, and I could see where you would have been concerned on that, because I was even like...
Oh yeah, I was way uncomfortably close to that gate. Even when I came back around, like when I could actually see down that side of my truck, I was going, well, I'm glad he was spotted, because I have no clue how I just missed that gate right there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and it took him for a minute to realize that I was even over there in a position to see him in his rearview mirror. But I'm in a spot where I can see both the corner of his trailer and him through his flat mirror. And stay there, and then once you get to a point where I can be out in front of his truck, then I do that, where I can see both the corner of his trailer and him from up front. That's the ideal place. But at first you can't do that, so that's why, whether it's side side or blind side, I like to do it like that personally. But
and you know what? Like I tell all the drivers, don't be afraid to get out and look. I can't stress that enough. Get out and look, get out and look. End of the day, your dog tired. If you have even the slightest inkling that you may be off on a vacuum, get out and look. You may be spot on. You may be going perfectly into that hole. But you got yourself, get out and look. It takes a couple extra seconds. You know, so many young drivers out here, so many new drivers around. Man, I feel like I look like an idiot. I feel like I look stupid. Well, I tell those drivers is you go look a hell of a lot stupider when you smash into that truck next to you. Heaven forbid it's one of these like several $100,000 custom built, you know, long nose pier builds where the guys spent years and years and years making that truck.
you know, exactly that happened once. One of them lives in Tennessee or something like that. Kind of over by the Georgia border or something like that. I can't remember what exactly it was, but there was a show truck parked, and there was a Schneider guy trying to back in next to him. And I was walking back to I think I was coming out of the fuel island with my truck, and I saw that he apparently hit the show truck. And they were on their way to a show from what I was told, and they were pissed. Alright, catch you later, man. Scott, say? Yeah. Alright.
When it all boils down, at the end of the day, I think that separates us from a steering wheel holder and a professional driver who's knowing when we've made a mistake and knowing when to stop and ask for help before we damage.
Yeah.
That's what it all boils down to.
I'll see you around. Thanks. Alright, so a lot of good footage here. Like I said, I got my dash cam footage too that I can add to this. Hopefully the live stream didn't clip on me, so because if it clips on me, it's going to be a lot more difficult to synchronize the video for this with the other one, or I don't know. I might have to figure out how I want to do it. I'll probably do my normal, sync the dash cam videos into each other first, and then I can figure out if maybe splice or show two different perspectives, like show this view first, and then switch the view after that. You guys can maybe give me some inputs on how you think I should go about doing that. A way that might work best for a viewer, especially somebody who's trying to get the best feedback on how to do one of these type of vacuums. I need to put my seal on still, and it'll be out of here. I got to also figure out where exactly in Nogales I need to go.